first, fighting out of the white corner. This man stands at 183 centimetres, weighing in at 88 kilograms. He's 36 years of age, hailing from Sydney, Australia, working for P&O Cruises. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Andrew, the Captain Thwaites!
Had a chat with Thwaites backstage. He said he is ready and raring to go. His family will be watching. I'm not sure if his little bloke's still up, but if he is, he's in a lot of trouble, I think. But I'm sure he will be excited to see his dad go 3 rounds with Glen Mott. 36 years young, he works for P&O. Calls Brisbane home now, but he is a Sydney boy. He said it was tough in the first couple of years, given all the success for the Maroons north of the border. The reason for getting involved was the challenge and supporting a great cause which is beyond blue, and to inspire others. He's getting some great reception from the audience tonight, as you can see. The toughest part of the training was punching people, plus missing his beloved family, who I'm sure will be watching tonight, some of which may be here tonight at the start. His advice is simple. Let's have a great fight and a schooner afterwards. That is your man in the white shorts, Andrew Thwaites. Very talented young Australian, 183 centimetres, 88 kilos. He lost 10 kilos over the last 12 weeks. 10 kilos. Wow.
Out of the black corner, this man hails from Frankston in Victoria. He's the contract administrator for Growth Built. At 50 years of age, standing at 179 centimetres, weighing in at 83 kilograms, Glen, the G-Train Mott!
Well, what an impressive man this fella was. Glen Mott. A pleasure to chat with him earlier tonight. You would have seen the G-Train in action on our pre-fight interview backstage. With a bigger smile on his face, he said he was ready. He said the first little bit was a bit challenging, but once he got through that, he used his experience. Oh, yeah, look at him. He is throwing them left and right already. Oh, he is loving it. Oh, Glen Mott, you are a superstar, sir. Calls Frankston in Victoria home. He's a contracts administrator for Growth Built. Wonderful to have Growth Built part of our fight night tonight as a sponsor. The reason for training was to challenge himself with something out of the box. Well, this is out of the box. This is so out of the box, it's in its own box. The toughest part of the training was recovering from the first few sparring sessions. He mentioned that to me off air, and he mentioned that in the interview as well. His message to his opponent: we've lived the hard times, now let's live the show times. Thwaites and Mott, bout number 12 of Corporate Fighter, fight night number 48. What a fight night it has been tonight. 2 fights to come. Motty is just up and about. He's loving it. Thwaites just keeping himself cool. Geez, it'll be interesting to see what difference the age difference makes here. 50 and 36. 4 centimetres of difference in height. 5 kilos in difference. Motty the lighter. But Thwaites has lost 10 kilos going into this fight. So at one stage he was 98 kilos. He's now 88 kilos.
Knees back, neck, keep up my belt. In case we're knocked down, neutral corner. When I say break, stop punching, take a step back. Touch gloves now, come out fighting when the bell rings.
Bout number 12 of the night, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go.
These 2 fighters had incredible respect for one another. And we are underway in the 12th bout. Thwaites in the white, Mott in the black. Who will pick up the win here as Mott uses his age and experience to try and get the upper of Thwaites at the moment. Just going a little bit high on Thwaites as Thwaites now responds, works the midsection and then gets a couple of left and right combos. Tries to get his balance. Thwaites as Mott just looks pretty steady on his feet. Both fighters really starting this one with a little bit of vigour. 14 years of difference between these two. Not much in the height. 4 centimetres. As Motty just tries to come out of the corner. And now Thwaites works himself back into this fight. Looking to settle himself a little bit. Maybe some early nerves in this opening round from Andrew Thwaites. Motty looks comfortable at the moment. But Thwaites is just coming at him. Nice work here from the young Sydney sider, now Brisbaneite. Motty goes high, then goes low. Goes high again. Thwaites now looks a little bit more settled. Starts to come back at Motty. Motty with the left and the right combo. Oh, geez, that was a beautiful left. So we've got Thwaites a little bit rattled. Looks a little bit shaky on the legs here, Thwaites. You can understand that given the experience these two have had in the ring so far. 12 weeks of training. And now very much under the spotlight on Corporate Fighter Fight Night number 48. Smart work from Thwaites. Good little jab there from him. Oh, that was a swatting right. Didn't quite get the contact that he wanted. He comes back and tries to get a second helping. Nice work from Motty and Thwaites as they finish off the first round. And there's the respect that I was telling you about earlier in the piece. As Luke Action Jackson will just have a chat with Thwaites there. You can see him on camera. It was a privilege to chat with Luke earlier in the night to get his thoughts on his role that he plays here with the Corporate Fighter team as one of the very experienced trainers that they have. And of course, young Gemma, who you'll see on many of the Corporate Fighter videos. She is in the gym. And she has a wonderful rapport with all the fighters. I've seen how she deals with them backstage, and it's a great little family. As Cookie Greenwood mentioned in our interview, he said it's the fight fam. So the second round about to start here between Thwaites and Mott. Interesting start so far we've seen in this one. Second round starting. Now Thwaites just looking a bit more confident. His Motty looks a little bit unsure on his feet at the moment. Both fighters make contact. There's now Motty and Thwaites now going at each other. Mott in some pressure on the corner. And they tackle each other into the ropes. Referee will part them. Tells him to keep the punches just a little bit flatter. Stay away from the bottom of the hand. Motty starting to respond now beautifully from that little setback. Midway through this second round. Crowd on their feet here at the start. These two fighters just settling themselves through the nerves of this second round. Normally you see the intensity lift a touch before the fatigue kicks in round 3. It's now Mott, the older of the two by 14 years. He's moving nicely around the ring. Nice work from Thwaites. Just to work the body. That was a smart little shot there from Mott. He didn't quite get the contact that he was after, so he'll try and come back with another one. Thwaites is responding well. I'm sure his family will be watching at home in Brisbane. Of course, he works for P&O, and Motty works for Growth Built, a wonderful sponsor of tonight's event. Motty mentioned that some of his staff will be watching tonight. I'm sure they'll be watching on the live stream as well, as both fighters just collide with each other, connect. Ref separates them and says, let's go again, lads. Nice work from Motty and Thwaites. Smart work from Thwaites in the final seconds of this second round. Fatigue, interestingly, hasn't set in yet for them. And that is the end to the second round. 1 to go. And, of course, we get ready for bout number 13. This should be a great one. Cookie Greenwood had a chat with him pre-fight, the young lad from London, just 25 years young. He takes on a man called Christian Calgagno. He's 2 years older. They're exactly the same height, 181 centimetres, and there is 4 kilos of difference, which favours Calgagno. They call him the Don. He's a young Italian. Of course, Cookie Greenwood, the young fella from England, is a campaign manager. So it should be a great way to finish off not only Corporate Fighter Fight Night number 48, but the 2019 calendar for Corporate Fighter. It's been a wonderful year so far. I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen so far. We have some big things planned for 2020. Let me assure you of that. Go to the Corporate Fighter website, corporatefighter.com.au, or the Facebook page to find out all about that for 2020. Final round, Thwaites and Mott, bout number 12 of the evening. As you can see, very much underway as Mott now comes at Thwaites. Good work from Thwaites. Both fighters look pretty stable on their feet, although Thwaites is just starting to stumble a little bit. But geez, he's working his way nicely back into this fight, or trying to just unsettle Mott. The 50-year-old is now starting to look a little unsettled with the 36-year-old. Thwaites now comes back as Motty just pushes his way through some onslaught. Both of these fighters having tremendous respect for each other. I chatted to both of them individually and saw them together backstage. They were having a bit of a conversation. There's now Motty. That just works it nicely. Final moments of this third round. As the swing there from Thwaites, Motty just comes back. The ref will come in, separate them, and said, have another go.
1 minute to go here in the third round.
60 seconds to go as Thwaites now comes at Mott. Nice little middle section work. Needs to get the punches a little bit higher, does Thwaites. But he's starting to work the combinations beautifully to Motty in the corner. And the young Sydney sider, now a Brisbaneite, is really showing his skill against this older fella from Frankston. Nice work from Motty and Thwaites. Pretty solid fight night. Be tough to see a winner in this one. Nice swing over the top. Quick little jab, final moments of the third round. Motty and Thwaites just going at it toe-to-toe. Interestingly enough, both fighters haven't shown a lot of fatigue, but they have shown a touch of nerves across the 3 rounds, and there's the respect for both fighters you can see on screen. So that's the 12th bout of the evening done there. And it'll be interesting to see, can Thwaites pick up the win, or can Glen Mott pick up the win? Will it be the white or the black corner? It was the black corner last time, with Skouros picking up the win over Gospa. And now, of course, we get set for the 13th bout of the evening, the final one, the main event, I suppose you could say, between Cookie Greenwood and Christian Calgagno. Let's hand you ringside to Paddy, and he'll be able to tell you who's won this one between Motty and Thwaites.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have a split decision. To the black corner, G-Train, Glen Mott.